Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make popcorn chicken and mustard barbecue sauce. This is a very simple recipe to execute. You probably already have half those ingredients in your pantry as it is, right? There's just shopping this right there. Of course, the recipe will also be written in the description for you. All that being said, let's bang this out. So the very first thing I want to do is make this mustard barbecue sauce. Very simple, delicious, quick. Here's an overhead shot view of the ingredients that you're going to need for the barbecue sauce. I'm calling it mise en place. You definitely want to have these pre-measured, ready to go, ready to rip when you're ready to put them in the sauce pot. First goes in 1/4 cup of standard yellow mustard. I'm going to go for a nice spice level on mine, so I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of my homemade smoked ghost pepper hot sauce. Next goes in 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup brown sugar, 2 tablespoons ketchup, 1 teaspoon molasses. Next we have 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar, half a teaspoon cumin, teaspoon each garlic powder, onion powder, 2 teaspoons each chili powder, paprika, and last but not least, 1 sprig of fresh rosemary. Mix all those ingredients together until fully incorporated. I love me some black pepper and I almost forgot to add it in, and that's going to be 10 turns worth on the pepper mill. Now turn the heat on to medium heat, and you want to bring this up to a gentle simmer, stirring occasionally. Continue simmering for 10 minutes until it reduces slightly and it thickens up. After the 10 minutes is done, go ahead and give it a taste and adjust seasoning as necessary. Add more salt, add more pepper if you need to do so. Otherwise, just turn off the heat and set the barbecue sauce aside. Slap a lid on it to keep the sauce nice and hot while we make this beautiful popcorn chicken. Super easy to do. Let's get to it. The very first thing I like to do is start with the wet ingredients. That is 2 whole eggs cracked into a large mixing bowl. After the eggs are cracked into the bowl, go in with 1/3 cup of heavy cream. Give those ingredients a thorough mix to fully incorporate. This mixture will be light yellow in color. Of course, these have not been seasoned yet, so pinch of salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Alright, now we have dry ingredients. I have my homemade seasoned salt recipe in the description and 3 cups AP flour unbleached. So here's a quick spiel about my homemade seasoned salt. I love putting this into everything. Chicken, eggs, potatoes, you name it, it's delicious. 1/4 cup goes into the flour. Give it a thorough mix to combine. As far as I'm concerned, you could go as light or as heavy with the seasoning as you want. I like just barely being able to see the tint of the seasoning salt through the flour. So we got the wet ingredients and we have the dry ingredients done. Now let's prep the chicken. I'm going ahead and cut any kind of fat and any kind of veins that I see on the breast. You know, it is what it is. Do what you want with that. Once trimmed, lay the chicken breast flat and starting with the fat end, cut the chicken breast in half. This takes a little bit of practice to get it right. Once you do get it down, you'll be able to cut the 2 halves and they will be even in thickness. Once you have the chicken breast cut in half, run your knife through the breast, giving it 5 or 6 slices down the length of the breast. Now turn the chicken sideways and run your knife the other way, cutting the chicken into little cubes in a sense. Try to keep the pieces of chicken somewhat similarly in size. I mean, you don't have to get super precise with it. As the chicken's frying off, you want them to be nice and golden color before the chicken is actually thoroughly cooked, if that makes sense. So I was putting the cut pieces of chicken into the flour mixer first. So I'm dredging the chicken in the flour, making sure that it's evenly coated on all sides of the chicken. Don't worry about getting your hands dirty. You really need to just roll up your sleeves and just go for it. The chicken pieces need to be completely dredged in the flour. Once all the chicken pieces are dredged, go ahead and put all the chicken pieces into the egg and heavy cream mixture. This part is about to get even messier, so you're going to want to use your hands and fully coat the chicken with the heavy cream and the egg. Now that all those chicken pieces are fully coated with the heavy cream and egg mixture, back into the flour and fully coat the pieces with that seasoned flour mixture once again. Your fingers are going to get sticky, it's going to be a mess. It's kind of fun. I mean, you could choose to wear rubber gloves if you like. Once all those chicken pieces are dredged in the flour the second time, place them into a separate dish. It's not a super thick layer of flour, it's delicious and it's going to help the chicken get nice and crispy. So I'm using canola oil to fry with, and I'm filling my Dutch oven up less than halfway with the oil. Turn it on to medium-high heat until the oil reaches a temperature of 350 to 375, shaking off any excess flour. You definitely don't want to skip shaking off the excess flour, because as you fry more chicken, the oil will have a tendency to foam up, and that could be very, very dangerous. If it foams up too much, then it could go over the side of the Dutch oven and you get hot oil all over the place. Very dangerous. Fry the chicken until the internal temperature reads 165 degrees, and that should take only about 2 to 3 minutes. These little pieces of chicken fry very, very quickly. I love that light golden brown that they get. They're nice and crunchy, and they are very, very moist and tender inside. This whole process took 3 batches, and as each batch came out of the fryer, I hit them with a nice pinch of kosher salt. You could choose to serve this with a side of barbecue sauce, or you could dress the chicken pieces with the barbecue sauce. So grab a handful of the chicken while still warm and put it into a mixing bowl and a few littlefuls of that beautiful mustard barbecue sauce. Whether or not you choose to toss the chicken in the barbecue sauce, it stays crispy regardless, whichever way you choose to do so. I like to dress the chicken in the sauce and set some sauce on the side just because I'm a sauce fanatic. Choose your own adventure and go from there.